Hey, welcome back to the DC Animated Universe review series that I've been doing. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot of movies to watch, and I've been watching them. I mean, as I had mentioned before, I got a really good deal on a 30 animated film set from iTunes. Got it for $7.99, which was clearly a mistake because they like put that up to 99.99 just hours after I bought it. But anyway, yeah, so I've been watching these and I just decided I'd watch all of them. So that includes ones that are now available on HBO Max or just Max if you want to just I mean that's the name I guess. But yeah, let's talk about some more. Now again, just to preface this, I am not going to go into super spoilers or into even super detail on each one of these. It's basically just talking about what I like and what I don't like, and yeah, and you can decide whether or not you want to watch them. The first one in this group is Justice League versus Teen Titans. Now, I had said before that Robin as a character, this Damian Wayne kid, right? That I wasn't a big fan of him. That I thought he was just kind of a, well, let's be honest, he's just kind of a prick, you know. But honestly, he's really grown on me. And when it came to this one, it's the one where I really started to dig his character, and I really enjoyed his character. I really like this one. It's not the best one of the Teen Titans movies that I've seen so far, but I did really like it a lot. I think it's well worth watching. Now, this next one, I've got. Look, we're gonna spend some time on it. Okay, that's The Killing Joke, and as you can see, I've been a fan of this since the beginning. This is my, I don't know, it's like the eighth printing or something, but I bought it way back in like 1989, something like that. I've had this for a very, very long time. I love this story, and it made me love the Joker as a character, and so I was really looking forward to seeing what they would do to bring this story to an animated thing. And I gotta say, wow, what a misstep. So this is probably the only time that I'll ever really spoil anything, and that's because I think that you shouldn't watch it. I feel like if you're gonna watch The Killing Joke, you need to skip 30 minutes in. Just skip those first 30 minutes and then watch it. Because, you know, as you can see, this is a very short comic. It's very tiny. Okay? It's like 30 pages, 35 pages, something like that. I don't know how many pages it is. But it's not that long. So they had to take this story and extrapolate it if they're going to make a movie out of it, right? 75-minute movie. Boy, did they screw up. What they did is that they took the beginning of the comic, right, and they sort of extrapolated out some things to go before it. So those first 30 minutes are basically about Barbara Gordon being Batgirl and basically being a weak, emotion-filled person that is basically, I don't know, she's like in love with Batman, and they have really awkward sex on top of a building, and I'm just sitting there going, why are you doing this? It's like, to a certain extent I can understand that, maybe they want to bring some more female roles into some of these movies, right? And this story is very, it's Batman and Joker and Commissioner Gordon, right? Barbara Gordon in the story is a catalyst for what happens in the rest of the story, which I'm not spoiling, okay? But what they did is that they in bringing Barbara Gordon in slash Batgirl into this thing where she's whiny, and she just is like really weak, and it's like, I don't understand the point of it. Like, if I was a female watching this, I would actually be upset about this, about the way that they treated her character. I just didn't like it, and I think it was a huge mistake to do what they did here. Now, the rest of the story, the rest of the movie is actually pretty well done and very faithful to the comic. I liked a lot of what they did. But it's still, it completely destroys it in a way, because it's like, I'd rather just read the comic than go through the first 30 minutes, and even skipping the first 30 minutes, it's like, it's there, and it's tainted now. And it's just, it's a bummer. It's a bummer that they made those decisions. So, yeah, big thumbs down on me for that one. Now, the next one on the list is Justice League Dark. And what this is sort of the origin story kind of this supernatural version of the Justice League, right? So you've got, Constantine, you've got some other characters. Batman is, of course, involved in this story. It's an interesting story. And not knowing a whole lot about these other characters, I was really intrigued by this one. I enjoyed watching this one. And the character of Constantine is one of those where, my knowledge of Constantine is very limited. So it was cool. This was a cool one, and I really enjoyed watching this one. Yeah, I don't know if this would be like the first animated movie that I would suggest you watch, but if you've watched some of these, sure, give Justice League Dark a chance. I think it's actually above average. I'll say it's not the best, but it is above average, and I did enjoy it. Now, the next one on the list, Teen Titans: The Judas Contract, is probably it might be my favorite Teen Titans story so far. Now, I haven't seen them all, but yeah, maybe this is my favorite one. I just really enjoyed this story, and I don't really want to go into details because there were a lot of surprises for me in this story. I really enjoyed it. Deathstroke is in it. Of course, Dick Grayson is in it. There's, of course, the relationship between Deathstroke and Robin, Damian Wayne, is really interesting, and I really enjoyed that stuff. I really like this one just because there were so many surprises I didn't see coming, and yeah, it might be my favorite one in the list for these that I'm reviewing today. I really enjoyed this one. Now, if you thought The Killing Joke was the only stinker in the group, you're wrong, because Batman and Harley Quinn, wow, what a misstep. This is another one where it's almost like they gave script duties to a sort of a really juvenile, young, just idiot kid, and I did not like this movie. There are off-color sex jokes. There are poop jokes and fart jokes. I did not like the way that they treated Harley Quinn. I mean, Harley Quinn is not like the most amazing character in the world. I mean, let's be honest. She's really cool. I like her, but she's not. It shouldn't be that hard to tell a Harley Quinn story. But I felt like a lot of this was just so over the top and so juvenile that I couldn't help but think, wow, when is this going to end? Because I'm not enjoying this one. I think there was one joke that made me kind of chuckle, but for the most part, I was very like, no, this one's just not for me. Now, the next one on the list, it's good. It's actually good to end on like an above average story, and that is Gotham by Gaslight. This one I bought at the beginning. This one's sort of an Elseworlds story about Batman in the Jack the Ripper times. So Batman has to deal with Jack the Ripper. It's an interesting story. I was never a big fan of the comic, just because I'm not. I might get some hate on this, but I've never been a big fan of Mike Mignola's style, his art style. But I really enjoyed this one. I thought this one was really well done, and I thought the way that the story played out, even though I knew what was coming because I've read that many times, I really enjoyed the way it played out, and I really enjoyed the story. So yeah, it's good to end on an above average movie here. So there you go, another 6 animated movies reviewed and checked off the list. Look, again, I'm enjoying this ride. Even though there were a couple of stinkers in this group, I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, I'm just going to continue until there's no more movies left to review. But I'm curious for you guys, which ones that you like the best, maybe out of this group and even some of the past ones. Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like? Let's talk about it down in the comment section below, because that's fun. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.